Well, good morning. It's Saturday morning. We're going to read Luke 10, 1 through 16. Okay? After this, the Lord appointed 72 others and sent them on ahead of him, two by two, into every town and place where he himself was about to go. He said to them, "The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into his harvest. Go your way. Behold, I am sending you out as lambs into the midst of wolves. Carry no money bag, no knapsack, no sandals, and greet no one on the road. Whatever house you enter, first say, 'Peace be to this house.' And if a son of peace is there, your peace will rest upon him. But if not, it will return to you. And remain in the same house, eating and drinking what they provide, for the laborer deserves his wages. Do not go from house to house. Whenever you enter a town and they receive you, eat what is set before you. Heal the sick in it, and say to them, 'The kingdom of God has come near to you.' But when you enter a town and they do not receive you, go into its streets and say, 'Even the dust of your town that clings to our feet, we wipe off against you.' Nevertheless, know this, that the kingdom of God has come near. I tell you, it would be more bearable on that day for Sodom than for that town. Woe to you, Chorazin! Woe to you, Bethsaida! For if the mighty works done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago, sitting in sackcloth and ashes. But it will be more bearable in the judgment for Tyre and Sidon than for you. And you, Capernaum, will you be exalted to heaven? You shall be brought down to Hades. The one who hears you hears me, and the one who rejects you rejects me, and the one who rejects me rejects him who sent me." Wow. So Jesus sends out the 70 there to go and spread the gospel, and they go out and go into some villages, and then tomorrow or Monday we'll see that they come back with their news. And as Jesus sends them, he gives them some instructions. He says, "Now go into the village, and whatever house you go into, stay in that house. Don't move from house to house looking for a better lodgings, better food, better accommodations. Just wherever you go, stay there." And he says, heal the sick, share the gospel, tell them the kingdom of God has come near. If they receive it, great. If they don't receive it, shake off the dust and move along to the next village. And then we have a collection of sort of condemnation sayings. He says, it'll be better for Sodom than for that town where you've shaken off the dust. He says, "Woe then to you, Chorazin! Woe to Bethsaida! Woe to Capernaum!" All these places are fishing villages along the Galilean coast, the Sea of Galilee coast. And he's visited them, and they, kind of not received him so well. And he's like, well, okay, if the works done there had been done in Tyre and Sidon, leading cities in Lebanon, then Tyre and Sidon would have repented. And you don't even care. So he's not happy with them. Capernaum, he says, will actually be brought down to Hades. Now, we sometimes read Hades as hell, and we read all kinds of medieval notions about hell into it. Hades in Greek refers to the place where the dead people are. So it's kind of a gray, shadowy, non-existent sort of existence. And that's where he says Capernaum is going down there with those folks. So it's not a place anybody wants to go. So all this judgment awaits these cities that don't receive the 72, because if they don't receive the 72, then they're not receiving the one who sent the 72, that's Jesus. And if they don't receive Jesus, then they're not receiving the Father. So you better pay attention to what the messengers say. And here we have a little episode in the life of the disciples. It's interesting. We think of 12 disciples following Jesus around. There are many more. And, so he could pick 72 of them to go out. That's a pretty big crowd. And the 72 are the ones who are sent. And so, in a sense, they're 72 apostles, but that's not the way that history works. And so we have the 12. Well, anyway, think about that lesson today, and I hope that you have a great, productive Saturday. See you Monday.